Hello Year 1 and 2. So today I'm doing your assembly for you again, and it's so great to be able to do this for you. I hope you're all doing really well. I hope you've had a really great week and done lots of super duper learning at home, and those of you that are in school, I hope you've been working really, really hard. So today's assembly, I'm just going to share my screen with you. So today's assembly is on a celebration that is held in Scotland, and it's called Burns Night. So what is Burns Night? Have a little chat with the people in the room. Do you know what Burns Night is? Have you ever heard of Burns Night before? Okay, Burns Night is a celebration that is held in Scotland on or around the 25th of January. So the 25th of January was Monday this week. So they would have had a big celebration on the 25th on Monday. It celebrates the life and the work of a famous poet named Robert Burns. So he wrote lots of good poems, and in Scotland they really celebrate him and his life. So here is a statue of Robert Burns. I wonder if you know what that statue is made out of. So, all about Robert Burns. Robert Burns was born on the 25th of January in 1759. So a long time ago he was born, which means sadly he's not alive today. He was a poet and a songwriter and is famous all around the world. One of his most famous songs is Auld Lang Syne, which is often sung at New Year and on Burns Night. So I'm just going to play a little bit of that song for you because you might recognise it. You might have heard it before during some New Year's Eve celebrations, or maybe just at other times in the year. So I'd like just to listen carefully and think if you can remember hearing it before.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup o' kindness yet for days of old lang syne. Meet walk on aboard the braes and pull the gowans fine. But we've wandered many that since days of old lang syne, and we twa pedalled in the barn frae morning sun till dine. But seas between us braid hereward since days of old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup o' kindness yet for days of old lang syne.
Okay, so I'm just going to stop it there. The song does go on a little bit longer. So if you do want to listen to it, I'm sure you could find it again on YouTube. Now, you might have noticed that some of the words in there didn't sound like English, and that's because the singer of this version sang some of the songs in Gaelic, which is a Scottish language, an old Scottish language. So some of the words were a bit unusual to you. So I wonder if any of you did recognise that and whether you've ever sung it before, maybe on New Year's Eve. So Burns Night, so thinking back to the 25th of January. So bagpipes are often played during Burns Night celebrations. Bagpipes are instruments that are played by blowing into reeds and by squeezing a bag of air. Have you ever heard of bagpipes before? Have you ever heard anyone play the bagpipes before? Again, maybe you could have a little look later and see if you could find some pictures of people playing bagpipes, or maybe even a video so you can see what they sound like. At a Burns Night supper, many people wear clothes made of tartan, including kilts. So tartan is like the background of this PowerPoint. So that's what tartan looks like. So this man here is wearing a tartan kilt and he is playing the bagpipes. So he's ready for his Burns Night celebration. Burns Night. So we're going to have a little look at maybe what they eat and what they drink during Burns Night. On Burns Night, many people have a traditional dinner called a Burns supper. This usually includes eating haggis, which is a traditional Scottish food. It is often served with neeps, which are turnips, and tatties, potatoes. Poems written by Burns are often read aloud too. So this man here is a Burns Night celebration and he's got the haggis. You can see the haggis on the table here, and it's a big celebration. It's a big event cutting into the haggis. When the speaker says, "His knife see rustic labour ditched," the haggis is sliced open. There's a picture of some haggis with it all cut open, and they eat this bit here, which is all the meaty bits. Before people start eating their Burns supper, the Selkirk Grace is often said. Some hae meat and canny eat, and some would eat that want it. But we hae meat and we can eat, say let the Lord be thanked. So it's a bit of a prayer, grace before they eat their dinner to say thank you for sort of what they're about to eat. I wonder if any of you would fancy eating that. Or maybe you've tried haggis before. I'm sure a lot of you have tried potatoes. So there's your haggis over here, your neeps, which are your turnips, and your tatties, your potatoes. A national figure. Robert Burns is still very famous today. He has been voted the greatest Scot by the Scottish public in a survey held by National Scottish Television Channel STV. There is also a Robert Burns Museum in Alloway, which is the place where he was born. So this is Burns Cottage in Alloway. So that's where he was born and where he lived. And that is the end of our information PowerPoint. So I hope you found that really interesting. I didn't know a lot about Burns Night and I've had to do a little bit of research to find out a bit about it. So hopefully you've learned something new there today. And maybe, like I said, you've heard the song before that I've played to you. And maybe you could think about sort of what actions people do to that song, maybe on New Year's. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week, and I hope you keep growing those brains at home and working super duper hard on all the lessons that your teachers have been creating for you. And I will be back next week for your Wednesday assembly again. Have a great time, and we'll hopefully see you all soon. Bye.